Is it appropriate to discuss technical debt during the sprint review? Yes. There you go. Question answered. Why not? Right? Technical debt, remember, is not the stuff you haven't built yet. It's stuff you have built, but not to the quality standard that you needed to. And if not you, previous incumbents. Okay? But your product isn't quite at the quality you want it. It's probably causing you issues, and that's why you want to raise it in a sprint review. Well, why wouldn't you? Now, I don't mean blindside the team. Don't suddenly raise it with a bunch of senior stakeholders when you haven't sat down and chatted with the team first. But if you have chatted with the team and it's causing you as a team issues, why wouldn't we raise it with the stakeholders? Be open, be transparent with them. We're struggling. The code base isn't as good as we thought it was. We inherited this stuff and it's just a big ball of mud. It's going to take us more time. We're going to have to go slower than we thought. The numbers will tell them that later if they know what to say. You may as well tell them up front. So it's perfectly appropriate as a developer or as a Scrum team to raise technical debt in the sprint review. What you shouldn't do though, and this is where you've got to be careful, is baffle people with technical jargon. Not everybody is technical. Not everybody can grasp or wants to grasp the details of technical debt in your product. So make sure you've got metaphors. Make sure you've got ways of demonstrating these problems so that they can see them, they can understand them. The debt metaphor that we use in technical debt is incredibly useful because everybody I've ever worked with has understood debt. Okay? You've got mortgages. A very low APR, we live with them for decades. We want to pay them down sooner. It's nice to be mortgage free, but it's not the end of the world. As long as you make your payment, your capital and your interest, all is good. And as we come up the spectrum, you're going to come to secured loans. Okay? And then unsecured loans and credit cards and overdrafts, all the way up to payday loans. Each of them being more expensive as debt to service, and each of them being more important to service first. And don't overpay on your mortgage if you've got a credit card overdue. You pay down the credit card because it's got higher APR, you're going to pay more in interest on it, so you pay that first. And for me, the beauty of the debt metaphor is it's that simple to understand. First of all, as a team, work with your product owner, work with your immediate stakeholders to make sure that everybody understands the debt metaphor. Everybody understands when we say it's like mortgage debt, this is what we mean. It's this sort of thing. Again, don't go into technical, but when we say mortgage debt, it's annoying. We can live with it, and we have probably lived with it for a long time. We'd love to get rid of it, but it's there. Okay? Is it, more like a credit card? We know we should be paying it down, but if we let it slide once or twice, it's not the end of the world. We all know we clear our credit cards at the end of the month, but you go out, Christmas is coming at the moment. Maybe, you're going to overindulge as some do, and it's going to take you a couple of months to pay it back. Okay, you know it, you know the cost, and you make that as a conscious decision. Yeah? Payday loans. You know you have to pay them on time because the APR is crippling. And you're going to do everything you can to pay it on time. When your developers are talking about that, then you need to be thinking, how do we get it fixed now? Not next sprint, not a few sprints in the future, now. And you need to impart that urgency to your stakeholders, to your product owners, to the wider organization if needed. We've got a problem and it's going to be your problem very soon. So I'm a huge fan of the debt metaphor because it simplifies very complicated conversations. You take time out just to understand and explain your scale. Okay? And then over time, as you build trust with your stakeholder community, they're going to start trusting you. When you say, we need to slow down a bit, we've pushed a bit too hard, we've gone a bit too fast, we need to slow down to rebuild our quality. Technical debt's getting on top of us. We're spending more and more time fixing problems that we should have really sorted first time round. But we're having to spend time fixing those because we're going too fast, because we're pushing too hard. Very often, because we're trying to make you happy customers. We want to slow down and then slow down a bit more so that we can solve the problems. First slowing down to deliver the right quality, and then slowing down again to fix the problems we've left behind us. So technical debt is absolutely okay. In fact, I would say it's a great place to raise it, not in the technical sense. No, not loads of technical jargon and complicated details, but raising it up so the stakeholders understand the state of play. This is where your product is. It's got problems in it. It all do. Okay, but be honest about it. This is it. And those problems are starting to cause us issues in building it, in delivering it. So, not with your blessing, we're letting you know we are slowing down. Okay? And that is the impact. But the thinking is that if we slow down for the next few sprints, we'll be able to pick up pace again and move faster. Okay? And that's what we want to do, is in every sprint review, is be open and honest. Have the technical discussions. Try and find the metaphor that works best. As I said, I like the technical debt metaphor, the debt metaphor in it. Okay? But maybe for you, it's not the right one. Find the one that does work for you, for your stakeholders, and have an open, honest conversation about the realities of where your product is and how to get it better.